Hello friends, welcome to the MOOCs on Entrepreneurship Development. This is the module 1, the second part of 1, that is on competencies of an entrepreneur. Now before I start this specific video, let me share somebody's life history. This was a man who failed in business at the age of 21. He was defeated in a legislative race at age 22. He failed again in business at age 24. He overcame the death of his sweetheart at age 26. He had a nervous breakdown at age 27. He lost a congressional race at age 34. He lost a senatorial race at age 45. He failed in an attempt to become the vice president at age 47. He lost a senatorial race at age 49. And finally, he was elected as the president of the United States at age 52. You see, so many failures, one failure after the another, but the person never gave up. And ultimately, he became what he wanted to become, the president of the United States. He was Mr. Abraham Lincoln. So, when you talk of the competencies of an entrepreneur, the first and the foremost is never give up. Now, when you talk of the types of competencies, there are three types of competencies of an entrepreneur. The first is the behavioral competencies. The second is the startup competencies. The third is the enterprise management competencies, because once you set up a business, you have to manage the business. So, the enterprise management competencies. So, let me take them one by one. First is the behavioral competencies. So, in this number 1 is the high need for the achievement. The entrepreneurs, they have a very high need for the achievement. They want to achieve a lot of things basically. And we can refer to one of the case studies of Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani, who was working as at a petrol pump, filling the petrol in the people's vehicles, and he wanted to become the owner of a petroleum refinery. So, and that is how his journey started, and then ultimately he was able to set up a refinery which was around 10,000 crore project in the Jamnagar district of Gujarat. So, how do you see the high need for achievement? So, there are basically 4 criteria. The first criteria could be desire for success in competition with the others. That means the person wants to succeed by competing with the others. If that thing is there in him, that means he has got a very high need for the achievement. The second criteria could be desire for success in competition with the self-imposed standard of excellence. In this case, the person is not competing with the others, he is competing with himself. He has set a goal for himself and he wants to achieve that goal, and that goal should be a goal of excellence. The third is a unique accomplishment. If a person is trying to achieve something unique, which a normal person cannot, achieve, that means he has that high need for achievement in him. And the last is the long-term involvement. That means the person is working for quite a lot of years, on a specific area. So that shows that he wants to succeed in that specific area. So any one of these 4 criteria indicate that a person has got a very high need for the achievement in him. Then risk taking. The entrepreneurs, they are risk takers. So they take risk, but they take a very calculated risk. They take a very moderate risk. They take a very intelligent risk. Then next is the initiative, then creativity and the innovation. In fact, innovation is the basic hallmark of the entrepreneurs, and creativity, when implemented in the field, it becomes an innovation. Then the problem solving attitude. Every person should have a problem solving attitude, and more so for the entrepreneurs. I am not talking of the skill over here, because the skill the person may or may not be having, but if he has got the attitude, then he can manage his business. Importance of the right attitude. A study attributed to the Harvard University found that when a person gets a job, 85% of the time it is because of his attitude, and only 15% of the time because how many facts and figures he knows. So it all depends upon your attitude. When you go to a bank to take a loan, when you go to another, let us say an entrepreneur, to take a help, so they'll see your attitude first. If you have a very positive attitude, then you're bound to succeed. So the foundation of success, regardless of your chosen field, is the attitude. Whether it is in business or whether it is in the job, there should be a right attitude. Next is the persistence or the perseverance, which is very important. The quality mindset to give a quality product or a quality service. Information seeking information all the time regarding your business and trying to improve your business. Then the leadership qualities are again very important, because you are leading a team who are working for you, and you should have the leadership qualities. In fact, it is said that a good leader has the capability to get the people of ordinary ability to perform in an extraordinary manner. So they are known as the true leaders. In fact, the Socrates once said that a group of donkeys led by a lion can defeat a group of lions led by a donkey. So that is the importance of a right leader. Then the vision is again very important, because the things keep on changing from time to time, and what you have to foresee what will happen in the future, and then you have to accordingly take the corrective measures. Then the teamwork and the networking is again very important, because you are working in a team in your business, and proper networking is again very important. I'll take a very small sort of a story. It's a synergy. Synergy is basically 2 plus 2 is equal to 5 from the networking. When you see the geese heading south for the winter, flying in a V formation, you might consider what science they have discovered as to why they fly that way. If you see the geese who come from Siberia, they are always flying in a V formation, in a V formation. So why do they fly in a V formation? As each bird flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the bird immediately following. So by flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds at least 71% greater flying range than if each bird flew on its own. So that is the science behind this thing. So people who share a common direction, because if you are working in a team, everybody is sharing a common direction. So people who share a common direction and sense of community can get where they are going more quickly and more easily, because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. That is the benefit of working in a team. When a goose falls out of the formation, it suddenly feels the drag and resistance of trying to go it alone, and quickly gets back into the formation to take the advantage of the lifting power of the bird in front. When the head goose gets tired, it rotates back in the wing, and another goose flies in front. It is sensible to do demanding jobs in turns, whether with the people or with the geese flying south. And then the geese honk from behind to encourage those up front to keep up their speed. So what messages do we give when we honk from behind? If we have the sense of a goose, we will stand by each other. Then we come to the second part, which is the startup competencies. In this we talk of the environmental scanning, scanning the environment, sensing the environment, and identifying an opportunity. Then the market assessment, project formulation, preparing a business plan basically, or a feasibility report or a viability report, availing incentives and the support, because we have a lot of agencies which are giving a lot of benefits to the entrepreneurs. Like we have the banks, we have got the financial corporations, we have got the DIC. So what benefits can we take from them? We should know everything. Then procedural requirements, and then setting up the business. The next is or the last is the enterprise management competencies, because once you set up a business, you have to manage the business. So the decision making, which again we find it's very difficult with the people, because people are not able to take a decision, but you should take a decision. And personal management, managing the people, managing the HR basically. You have different categories of people working under you, so you have to manage all of them. It's a manufacturing business. You have set up let us say a factory, so you should know what is happening in the factory, because if you are not aware of what is happening over there, the people, your labor, they can always befool you. Then the financing abilities, how to get the finances for your business, and ultimately the marketing capabilities. So the more the competencies you have, out of all these competencies, the better entrepreneur you can become. So I think that is all. So thank you so much.